Now that remote viewing was out in the open, frightening predictions about falling bee populations, frog mutations, and upcoming disasters began to surface on national television and radio.
The things that he was saying on the radio actually worried me. And as at that time, a relatively new father, I thought some of these things were so ominous that I needed to learn more about them. And if there was some opportunity to learn about these things, I should.
Remote viewing awareness was growing, but it wasn't until several years after RV went public that it began to receive overwhelming attention. It began with one truly terrifying prediction.
Increasingly, over the last decade, my team has broken away from our commercial projects to take a look periodically, to use our remote viewing over the horizon radar, to look out a little bit further and a little bit broader at events that are threatening to mankind. In October of 2003, what caught me particularly by surprise was an imminent event that was so mind-boggling, I had to actually stop what I was doing and restart, because it wasn't that I didn't trust my remote viewing data, it's just that I didn't want to see what I had on the paper. And what I was describing was essentially our sun going on a rampage, that a very, very large, possibly destructive solar flare was about to happen.
One of Ed Dame's predictions, an event that he called a shot across the bow, where the solar flare wouldn't actually hit the Earth, but it would be a major wake-up call for people on Earth that this could be a problem in the future.
2 weeks after Major Dame's prediction, on November 4th, 2003, it happened. An unprecedented solar flare was recorded by SOHO satellites. NASA estimates that it was an estimated X-45 flare, the largest in recorded modern history, and it made international news. The event was so unprecedented, it even took astrophysicists by surprise.
It was the largest solar flare in history. It was unprecedented. Solar physicists had no way of predicting that a flare of this magnitude would ever happen.
The flare indeed shot right across the virtual bow of Earth, just as Major Dames had described. The flare passed directly across the orbital path that we take around the Sun. According to some researchers, if this particular incident occurred just 3 months later, during February of 2004, it would have ended a great portion of life, changing the world as we know it.
And when it did come to pass, it was an eye-opener for me that this is very real, and events like this are very real and can really affect us and our lives on Earth.
To millions, the passing of this prediction was the wake-up call of a lifetime. Most, however, continued as if nothing had happened. Major Ed Dames and other remote viewers could do nothing but continue their remote viewing work.